We have finally made it to the Mongols, which means two things. One, we're almost done with period 3. I have this video about the Mongols. I'm going to do one more video over the Mongol Empire, and then a third video over a transitional time between period 3 and period 4. And that's it. We'll be done with period 3. 2, the Mongols are a big deal in world history. They're going to have one of the largest empires in world history, especially since they conquered it like on foot or on horseback. They're going to destroy some of our great civilizations in period 3, so much so that it's going to take them a long time to recover after the Mongols leave. And the Mongols are going to spread around a lot of different cultural ideas. And so I'm going to ask you at the end of this video if the Mongols were good for world history or if they were bad for world history. Before we can get to the Mongol Empire, let's talk about Mongol Society a little bit. The Mongols were nomadic, and so they moved around from place to place. They lived in dry, harsh conditions, dry, harsh landscapes. If you've ever seen pictures of Mongolia, it is rough, and so tough people have to come out of that area. The Mongols lived in houses called yurts, which were basically big tents, and so they could move them around from place to place. The leader of the Mongols was known as the Khan, but there was also a council of elders from powerful families that ruled as well. Women have more freedom. We see this more so in nomadic societies, that women tend to have more freedom than in civilizations, because everyone has to do their part more so in nomadic society, and so women are going to have more freedom that way. Warfare is a big deal. Being a strong warrior is a big deal in Mongol society. They value strength, and we'll see that even more so when they make their empire. So when Genghis Khan comes around, or Tiananmen as he was known before he was Genghis Khan, he is going to unite all the tribes under him. He's just that great of a warrior. And he is going to promote people under him based on merit instead of their family status. So much like we see in Chinese civilization with the civil service system or the merit-based system, that people are promoted by their skill, their talent, and not who they're related to. We see this as well in the Mongol Empire under Genghis Khan. So under Genghis Khan, the Mongols are going to conquer the largest land empire probably in world history, especially considering they did it on horseback. They use a number of different strategies in warfare, and they're all very destructive. They would come in and just butcher towns. So much so that when people heard the Mongols were coming, they just surrendered, and some people killed themselves before the Mongols came because they didn't want to suffer under the Mongols. Just really, really harsh conquering. They were very good at conquering. Genghis Khan was also known for using psychological warfare. Again, that fear of them made people surrender so they didn't actually have to fight them. Mongols used biological warfare. They would take the bodies of plague victims, people that had died from the plague, and throw them over city walls or palace walls to infect the city with the plague. I mean, dude, that is harsh. And again, another reason why the Mongols probably were responsible for the spread of the plague, or at least for how bad it was. Once the Mongols conquered as much as they wanted to conquer, they would copy the local government. So instead of enforcing a universal system of government, they would just copy the government of the area that they conquered and benefited from the success of the government that had already been in place. As long as you are answering to me, you can keep the government that you like. Same thing with religion. We have religious freedom under the Mongol Empire. Again, as long as you obey whatever I say, you can believe whatever you want. And we'll see in certain parts of the empire, the Mongols are actually going to convert from their animistic, their tribal religion, to Islam. The Mongols also tended to move people around based on their skills and talents. So all the scientists, they would move to one area. And so we have a lot of cross-cultural interaction and new ideas coming out of this, moving people around. After Genghis Khan dies, he's going to divide his empire 4 ways by his grandsons, and we will talk about those individual empires, or khanates as they're known because they're ruled by different khans, in the next video. Bye. By the way, dividing empire based on grandsons, based on general, sound familiar? The Silk Road flourished under the Mongols. It was said that you could walk with a gold plate on your head from one end of the Mongol Empire to the other and not be robbed and not have to worry about being robbed. Because the Silk Road was economically good for the Mongols, they kept it in place and they kept it very safe. Silk Road is going to flourish under the Mongols. And again, because the Silk Road is going to flourish, we're going to see the exchange of goods. We're going to see more exchange of ideas. So were the Mongols good or bad? Were they a great empire that had religious freedom, that new ideas came out of, that we have a lot of cross-cultural interaction? Or are they terrible because they were very destructive to a lot of places? Like, for example, Baghdad, they're going to destroy the library of Baghdad, throw all of the papers into the river, so the river is going to become black. Be sure when you answer this question, are the Mongols good or bad, that you use evidence to support your answer. Next video, we're going to talk about the 4 Khanates. I will see you then.